Hi, it's Alison from Engli-teach, and I thought today, as it's our second lesson, we would dive straight into the question or the comment I get quite a lot from people, which is English is really hard to learn. How do I feel about that? Well, I am a specialist languages teacher. Yes, I am. However, I have learnt myself French, German, and Latin. In comparison to those three languages, I think English is relatively easy. We only have, with the nouns, we only have the noun itself. We don't attribute a masculine and a feminine definite article to the noun, such as the. It's the chair, or the book, or the glasses. It's not the or something else depending on whether the noun comes from a masculine or a feminine derivative. This is the case in French and in lots of the other European languages. In German, the is der, die, das. So again, that's quite difficult. And Latin, which is quite an ancient language now, but I did learn it, that is again even more complex. So in comparison to those, I think English is really, really easy. If I was to try to learn Chinese or Japanese or Korean or something like that, I would struggle. I would find that very, very hard. And this is why I think quite often students that do come from these countries where their languages themselves are quite complex actually are going to be very good students of English. They're going to do well. You're going to do well in learning English because it is quite an easy language. And this is one of the reasons why it is a universal international language. Okay, so we've got that little bit covered. Now I want to go into the concept of learning a language. When you're learning a language, be it online or offline, it's really important that you listen and you observe, so look at the teacher's mouth. And it's really helpful for the teacher if the teacher can do the same thing. The reason for this is how the mouth moves, how you make the sounds that come out of your mouth depends on how you move your mouth and where you put your tongue in your mouth. I know you might think that's a little bit crazy, but it's true. And I'm going to explain this to you. I'm going to show you how this is, and it's actually a linguistic term which is formed around the cardinal vowel system. So I'm going to dive straight into some of my very old university notes and show you exactly what I mean, because it will help you understand why it's important and it will help you to process the information. Now, what you're looking here at the moment are different diagrams from the internet, and these are actually what we would call an infograph. An infograph is a graph such as this that gives you information. Okay, now what we're actually looking at here, if you can see down here, this is a picture of somebody's mouth, and down here this is their tongue. Okay, this is their tongue. What you're looking at up here is the tongue, and these lines going across the tongue are actually where the different vowels come off of your tongue. Now, I know some of you are going to say to me, what is a vowel? Vowel is a speech sound that is produced by comparatively open configurations of the vocal tract, which is down here. And the vibration of the vocal cords here in your mouth, they make friction and they make a sound. Now, Each sound has a unit, and we call that a syllable. Okay, the syllable is the sound or the name that we associate to the sound. And from that sound, we call it a vowel, such as A, E, I, O, or U. Now, if we look back here, I'm looking at the Linguistic Web, which is really good. You can see up here, linguisticsweb.org. It's a really great website, and it can help you to understand really more about the English language. Now, as it says here, vowels are more difficult to describe in articulatory terms because their articulation relies on variations of tongue positioned and of the shape of the mouth. Now, this goes back to what I was saying first of all. How you move your mouth, the shape that you put your mouth in will predict the sound, the vowel that comes out of it. Now, if you imagine this here is your tongue, okay, and these lines here are different areas in your tongue. This sound here and this letter here, these letters here, they are identifying the different sounds, the different vowels. And in each language, these sounds are rolled off the tongue in different places. They're not the same in every single language, which is why it's important to look at someone's mouth when you're listening to a language. And if you really want the teacher to be able to help you, it's really important and useful if the teacher can see your mouth as well.